I remember specifically the first time that I met or saw Jenny. She walked in the room and went back, told my roommate, I just saw the most beautiful girl. I was love at first sight, and she doesn't recall anything. The first probably 9 times that we met, she doesn't remember, so.
We were just best friends. We just laughed constantly and just always had a good time together.
The idea of adopting evolved over time for us. We had been talking about it kind of very casually for many years, and we went through Financial Peace University, a stewardship course. We were in a lot of debt at the time, piled up a lot of credit cards, and as we went through a couple of years of just being really intentional about how we handle our money and steward our money, we got to a place where we were very financially secure, and I said, we got some extra money. What do we want to do with it? Do we want to get a beach house? Can I get my motorcycle back? It seemed really indulgent. For me, I think there's a couple of verses that kind of stuck out. There's a verse in John that says, pure religion is taking care of the widow and the orphan. It's, pretty black and white. There's nothing confusing about that verse. And then, taking care of the least of these. And I felt like these were definitely the least of these, especially as we got into it more.
Well, he wanted to adopt one child, and I wanted to do siblings because I thought that it would be really nice for them to grow up and have somebody to talk to that they could fully relate to, that I'm struggling with this, but I can talk to you because you're going through the same thing.
We talked about it and we felt at peace about it. I mean, we felt scared for sure. Like there was not a piece like this can be easy, but like this was the right thing to do.
Adopting 3 kids is realistically, emotionally, and physically draining, especially when you already have 3 kids. And every time you think you figure something out, you realize you haven't.
Just hearing from the kids what they've been through is really, really heavy on me. Like their father used to burn them with cigarettes and would beat them, beat their siblings unconscious, beat their mother and rape her in front of them. And the oldest one, Angel, he took his siblings at 6 years old. He went and lived in the woods, and he was feeding them like pond water, way too much for a kid his age to see. And I feel like I can learn from him so much. Everything's new. It's kind of every day we say it's kind of like we took Mowgli or Tarzan out of the jungle and dropped him in here because they've just seen so much trauma, but also have so much passion for life.
I was very nervous about how the 3 existing kids would mesh with our new kids, and just to see how all of that would come about, especially because they're all really pretty close in age. It's so tricky, but it's come along, and when I see them play together, honestly, it's just like, thank God. Because you wonder there, especially, like you said, like the first week or 2, what have we done to our family? You don't know or believe that it's ever gonna get there, and then when you see these things, like they're all outside playing chalk, and like, the oldest is playing with the youngest, and everyone's just mixed up all together. It's awesome. It's so awesome to see.
If I think of at the end of my life when I'm on my deathbed or whatever, if that's what God has for me, and I'm surrounded by these kids, like, would I rather have a nicer house or motorcycle? It's no question.